Okay, what's happening? I'm Jude Gold here, director at GIT here at Musicians Institute in Hollywood, California. And I think what I want to tell you about today is this thing we have here that's pretty cool. It's called open counseling. Picture 50 guitar teachers, every different style. Blues, shred, metal, session cat, touring cat, TV cat, all here with rooms open, and they just sitting there, got amps, music stands, and you come in and you ask them about anything, about playing, about career, about what they do, about playing techniques, how to prepare for a gig, all this different stuff. And the reason I'm telling you about that is because I notice when I do these open counseling sessions, a lot of the students ask me about this kind of slappity, spankety, full contact guitar thing that I do that I really kind of enjoy. It's funky, but it's kind of mixed with some hard rock, some distortion. Sounds good through a half stack. Sounds good with a touch of Van Halen in there, and a touch of Primus, and a touch of Chili Peppers or something, mixed with a little Marcus Miller bass or something. And you get a pretty funky sound. I want to show you some stuff that you can do. I call it Galloping Harmonics. It starts really simple, and by the time you get the technique down, it ends really simple. But it's a really fun thing you can do. And it starts with two notes. Let's look at figure one. Figure one, we're looking at the 9th fret of the 4th string and the 7th fret of the 5th string. In other words, a power 5th, E5. Kind of weird pedal in there still. Here we go, E5. But we're going to play them separately. We're going to play them like this, just for figure one, just to kind of make sure we got the technique down, with an 8th note rest in between each note. Easy, right? All downstrokes with the pick. We're going to lose the pick in a little while, but for now, I want to show you how you can also use the pick in this stuff. Moving on to figure two, this is where the core of the lick happens. This is where we get into the galloping harmonics that I told you about. Well, first we're going to get the gallop move down, then we're going to add the harmonics. The gallop move is as simple as doing figure one, but here in figure two, adding a hammer-on between each note as such. A 1, 2, 3, 4. See what's happening? We had this, but after each note, we're anticipating the next note by hammering it on before the pick hits it. Right? And then after I hit that note, hammer that note. So all those notes from the two notes from figure one are now preceded by that same note hammered. Let's expand that interval 1 fret and go back and forth, and also double the speed. In other words, instead of 2 notes per beat, we're going to have 4 notes per beat. In other words, we're going to do 16th notes. Here comes figure 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. I like this because you don't have to be like a super fast chops monger to like play this, because you're cheating with the hammer on. I'm all about cheating on the guitar. And I think it sounds good too when you get some hammered notes in there. It sounds looser. It's not all stiff and like mechanical. You get this kind of more of a flowing sound. You can actually play the stuff really fast too. I'll break it down in a second, but look how fast you can play, even when you're not really a super fast guitar player. Again, it's the same moves. Move it all over the place. Now let's move on to figure 4. This is where we add the artificial harmonics. There are different ways to play artificial harmonics. Today we're going to play them with our thumb. In other words, we're going to slap them. The Van Halen made this technique famous with the index finger. Hit those notes exactly 12 frets higher, exactly on the fret that's 12 frets higher, not before they're between the frets, but on the fret. And you get a harmonic. In other words, we take this note on the 4th string, it was the 7th fret, add 12th, go up to the 19th, harmonic. This one, add 7 to 12. I'm sorry, this one was 9 to 12, which is the 21st fret. 7th fret here is going to be the 19th fret. Tapping the 19th fret. Not really tapping, but bouncing the finger off. What we're going to do now is do that same thing with the thumb. What I'm going to do is keep my pick handy whenever I need it. You don't have to do this, but what I do is I take that pick and I put it behind the 3rd and 4th fingers, kind of tuck it in there. I got these power fingers right here, thumb, index, middle, that we can use all kinds of slapping and popping techniques and other percussive stuff. And we're going to use the thumb to kind of spank that harmonic. The thumb is kind of stiff, but it's loose. You're swinging it from the wrist and it's bouncing off the guitar. 12 frets higher. You bounce it off the fretboard, you get the harmonic. You also get a big callus after a while if you mess around with this. So start slow. Don't split open your thumb on this. Starts hurting, go back to the pick. See, we're going to do that same thing with the thumb. We get the harmonics. Harmonics are fun. They're always nice. Get a little compression going if you're playing clean. You want some compression or some sustain. That'll make the notes scream. Distortion, which I have plenty of right here through this half stack, is by its own nature full of compression and heavily compressed. So the harmonics will scream naturally. You shouldn't have to use any extra compression. You see I missed the fret the first time, which is why you didn't hear the harmonic, but then up to the right position, you get it to scream out. It's a lot of fun. You can add it to chords. Like let's take, for example, the E major chord. You know this chord, right? Standard bar chord. Here at the 7th position. I like to take this technique and play kind of pretty stuff too. It doesn't always have to be super ricocheting machine gun kind of stuff. It can be kind of pretty. Let's move down to the C position for our final 2 licks. Here in figure 5, we're going to practice this technique of playing actual, more than just fifths and octaves, but playing actual chords. We've got that same bar chord, very slappable bar chord, 12 frets higher. The first note will be the 3rd string, the 5th fret, and 12 frets higher is the 17th fret, which gives us, right, we do the whole chord in this sequence. Here's figure 4. I'm sorry, figure 5. You can play around with the order of the notes. Let's break that down real slowly. Remember, this is the same exact technique as before, just throwing in extra colors by moving this finger around. So the first position is an octave, then we raise up a string with the 3rd finger, same low note, back to the 5th down here. But we play them in this sequence. Let's look at our final example, figure 6, which is a little lick that I played on Trey Alexander's new solo record. It's kind of a country groove, and I was trying to think of something different to play instead of trying to play some country licks. And it just really fit the chord changes. It's kind of a C, F, G, C kind of sound. Actually, it kind of has a suspension in there too. So we get this kind of sound. Here's figure 6. That last harmonic is the highest string, 8th fret, so we got to hit the 20th fret up here, 12 frets higher. kind of fun. Let's play it real slowly. These are the positions. And then with the artificial harmonics and the hammer-ons. Always hard to play these things slow. I think I got it. Okay, here it is, real slow. So yeah, have fun with the stuff and make up your own licks. You can always spank a guitar 12 frets higher than what you're playing and you should get a good sound. I like to take progressions and do it to it. So as we fade here, maybe I'll show you a little progression that I added my slap technique to. It's from a song called Swivel by Trevor Thompson, a great Southern California singer-songwriter, future rock star. Take these chords here. Super happy chords. Too happy, right? Let's make them nasty.